Yeah, Walker's down, so we're not going to be able to probably go. We're not going to the USF Memphis game, which that's going to be a big game.
Yeah, I think I saw USF's like 7.5, 8.5 point favorites.
Yeah, which is nice, but it seems like with USF, they seem to play.
They play to the level of competition.
Correct, and I think Memphis is one of those teams that is not as bad.
Memphis is talented.
Yes.
They've recruited well. Penny Hardaway's probably on the way out. They've with their NIL budget and what they've not lived up to their expectations and the talent they have.
What gym do you have? Nick wanted to know.
LA Fitness.
There you go.
Dale Mabry. That's where I go twice a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays about 6 a.m.
Is that the one Ric Flair goes to?
I don't know. Not at 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's true. 6 a.m. It's probably a little different.
And then the rest of the time I work out at my house.
There you go.
I got a full gym set up in my garage.
Are you going to be making the trek over to South Florida?
No, not tonight.
Yeah, we need that needs to be a big game.
Yeah.
Pretty much, if they win this game, they are pretty much set up to win their conference, and I believe it guarantees them a spot to the NIT. I know the NIT's not sexy.
I'm not worried about that.
But I'm saying is that
it's a really good first year for the coach.
Yes.
Really good first year, regardless. The team's played. 10-3. Everybody else has at least 5 losses in conference, so they got a two-game lead in the loss column. They're 18-8. The final few remaining games: Memphis, Rice, Tulane, Memphis, Charlotte.
All winnable games.
Oh yeah, they're the best team in the conference. So
hands down,
they're the best team in the conference. So let's see if they can win these last 5 and finish up 23-8, go into the conference tournament.
It's crazy what what coaching does. Just on the turnaround. I guess you could also count the way, the NIL and all that kind of different stuff, how you can take a team that was probably one of the worst. Obviously, there was a lot of things going into why that happened.
Yeah, last year was a tough year for USF basketball in general. But they were still, where were they at in the conference? They were 6-12, so they were at the bottom third.
I was season ticket holder at that point, and those games were very tough to watch.
Yeah, but
it was a lot of bad basketball.
Amir Abdur-Rahim was obviously an amazing coach, and RIP to him. Just a horrible situation there. And then you have an interim coach for a year, a guy that is put in a tough situation. And now Hodgson obviously has experience elsewhere. He won at Arkansas State, and he's doing a really good job here.
Yeah, and he's got his guys. He's got the guys that he wants in there. So it's good. It's nice. It brings the interest back into USF. I actually was there. I was at USF right before I got here. Mm-hmm. And the stadium, I saw the stadium was getting.
They got some concrete slabs?
I just saw steel still.
Oh, steel. They got some steel on the ground?
Yeah. It was just nice to see. I haven't seen it from the angle I was coming from the Marshall Center.
Good.
So it was a different angle. It was nice to see. Campus looked like it was busy. It was hopping. So it was definitely nice to see that, and also know that I feel like there's a little bit of hype around the basketball team.
Good. Hopefully they get a decent crowd tonight. Hope anything over 4,000 is a good crowd for a mid-major game. I watched a decent amount of basketball last night. I watched Arkansas at Alabama. Did you see or hear about that game?
No, I did not. I was actually watching Olympics.
Oh, okay. Arkansas's freshman point guard. I'd heard about him. I had not seen him. Darius Acuff.
Okay.
He had 49.
Ooh.
Double overtime, but 41 in regulation. And he went to Arkansas because he's another top point guard to play for Calipari, joined the long line of think of all the point guards he's coached in the last 20 years, all the way back John Wall, De'Aaron Fox, Derrick Rose.
Yeah, okay.
If you're a point guard, you go play for Calipari, he's going to get you paid.
And that he has turned Arkansas's program around.
It's always been a good program.
But it has not been.
They've been consistently in the top 25 for the last 2 years since he's been there. They made a Sweet 16 run last year. And this year, that was on the road loss. They're 19-7 now, 9-4 in the SEC. They're solidly in the NCAA tournament. They should be about a 5 seed. They're very good. Wherever he goes, talent follows him. But they did lose last night. They lost in double overtime to Alabama, who also has an excellent player, LeBaron Fillon, 5'on", 6'4", 185 from Mobile, Alabama, averaging 22 a game as a sophomore. He's another projected high pick too. And then Josh Hubbard for Mississippi State last night had, I think, 46, including 10 threes.
Yeah, I watched USF play Alabama earlier in the season.
High scoring.
Yeah, it was a good game. Alabama has a very good team.
They do.
And
that's where Hudson came from before Arkansas State.
Oh, really?
He was Nate Oates' number 2.
Oh, that's good.
He was his right-hand man, whatever you want to say.
I clicked on Arkansas just to look at it, and look at that right there. Bracketology watch guide. Key mid-major games for Thursday.
There you go.
With a little USF in there.
Mm-hmm.
But did you watch that game exclusively, or was there any?
I was bouncing back and forth. I did watch a little bit of that Creighton-UConn game, and UConn lost to a Creighton's not having a good year, but they're a really good program, obviously. And UConn 24-2 going into the game, huge win for Creighton. What else did I see a little bit of?
Did you get to check out the Arizona BYU game?
No, I was in bed.
I figured that was going to be a late night game.
I was in bed. The Banta had a huge game though and a loss. Arizona, still, the McHale Center down there is a hard place to play if you're an opponent. Yeah. I know I love college basketball arenas too. I love right now I can look Arizona last night. McHale Center, I want to say is 14,800. I
was actually going to do
14,688. Sorry.
I was going to put a little game together, like a quick one, not today, but a one just quizzing you on certain stadiums to see how you did.
Well, shoot, the top 25, there's Creighton, UConn. UConn either plays at Gamble Pavilion on campus, which is just over 10,000, or they play at the formerly the Hartford Civic Center. They go back and forth, but Gamble Pavilion's just over 10,000. I want to say it's 10,400.
And what's the biggest college?
10,244. Syracuse.
Syracuse,
the Carrier Dome, but it's not a basketball. It's a football stadium, right?
Yeah.
But the biggest basketball only.
Yeah.
You got Rupp Arena is around 22.
Okay.
You got the Marriott Center for BYU is up there around 22. Tennessee is up there high. It's right around 20. Arkansas is over 19.
Is there any I guess what's the smallest
in college basketball you get some Cracker Jack gyms.
All right, how about just not even the smallest what's the smallest college with the biggest gym?
Ooh.
For like a mid-major.
Well, Creighton plays at the arena in Omaha. They average around 17,000 a game.
No.
Creighton, so mid-major, but Gonzaga's arena, I want to say is around 8,000, 7,000.
So mid-major still.
Mid-major, but let me think of the mid-majors who gets the best attendance. Utah State has a very good attendance. They average about 10,000 a game.
Okay.
It is the D. Smith Spectrum out there in that's Logan, Utah, I believe, right?
I believe you are correct.
Yeah, that's a real cool place to play a little pit. Oh, University of New Mexico is another one. They play at the pit. I think it's 18,000. You know what the most famous game from there is?
What's
history?
That?
Jim Valvano.
Really?
Jimmy V's. Yeah. The NC State national title was played at the pit.
Let's see what it's biggest mid-major college basketball.
Marquette's another one they play at the Fiserv Forum. St. John's plays a lot of their games at Madison Square Garden. But I'm just thinking of college basketball teams with arenas over 20,000. It's a small list. It's a small list. I'll Google it right now.
They can definitely get large. large. They can definitely get loud. Oh, you got right here. See, you got the Carrier Dome.
Yum Center. I can't believe it. I was just there. Dean Smith Dome, yes. Thompson Boling, Tennessee. So Tennessee is an interesting one.
21,000.
It was about 24, but on one side, they made one side premium. So it cut it down to about 22. There you go. There's Rupp. Georgetown, that's an NBA arena.
Yeah, I was gonna say
MSG, NC State. That share that with hockey. So that's Bud Walton, University of Arkansas. I said 9,000. Indiana 17,000. We know that one. Alabama,
Michigan State.
Those are the biggest. No.
Yeah.
They don't have that. No, go back up.
Top 16.
Where's BYU?
It's not on here.
That's bullshit.
Listen. Take it up to twoadays.com.
I will right now. I'll Google Marriott Center, Provo, Utah.
Man, they're going to get their the 15 is the
they're full of shit. Marriott Center capacity to right now is 18,000. at its peak was 22.7.
Well, I think
that site's wrong.
Yeah, I think you need to be writing
that site's wrong.
I think you need to be writing a strongly written letter to two-a-days.
Wait, go back to their 15. Go to their 16th.
Well, they only, for some reason, only have 15 on here.
Wait. It doesn't have Cameron on there.
Why the fuck did it have 6,000?
Yeah, that's their best arenas, Lummy. That's not the biggest. Cameron is 93.14.
This is the top 16 largest NCAA
you just go to the most random.
Arena.
That's terrible.
It is terrible. I just picked it. My little Google search here, because I'm out in my Bing Center here. That was what it said. That gave me the number one search option.
That was horrible.
It was.
That was a horrible.
Listen, I'm in a different element. I don't have my normal computer. Here we go. So top 20 largest college basketball arenas. Let's see if University of Illinois.
Illinois doesn't play at the United Center. Illinois plays at the State Farm Center on campus.
How about the Valley City Arena?
The Schottenstein Center, Value City Arena. That's another one that's similar to
19,000.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like an NBA arena. Double deck all the way around.
Nebraska
Pinnacle Bank Arena is awesome, but go back up, because again, we're already.
You're already passing.
So look, it's got the Carrier Dome. This is not the largest. This is not ranked in order.
The Carrier Dome, number 1.
There you go.
Number 2, University.
All right, this is in order now.
But
it's not. No, it's Assembly Hall is not bigger than Bud Walton Arena. I'm on Wikipedia, Lummy, and the smallest is listed at New Haven.
Yeah. Oh, you're
under 900.
Well, listen, why am I not getting what you're getting?
Because you're not as good at Google searching as me.
Because I don't use Google. I use Bing.
Largest. This is a better.
Here you go. I found it. All right. Look at that.
Yes, now I'm looking at that. See, Marriott Center here is listed at 19,000. Thomas and Mack, UNLV is another one that's very, very good. But a lot of these, Creighton gets about 17,000 a game.
There you go.
Memphis also plays at FedEx Forum. When they're good, they fill it up. South Carolina is another very, very big one. Colonial Life Arena. Maryland, great arena. Awesome. I remember my football, when I visited there, it was amazing arena back then. Yeah, it was 2002. It was open. So when I was at Maryland visiting, it was 2003. Brand new. Wisconsin's is beautiful too. About 17. Yep. Kohl Center. So there's a Save Mart Center at Fresno, but I don't believe that's theirs.
Yeah. See,
but
I mean, listen.
Of the mid majors, I would say the Creighton, New Mexico. Those are teams that are very, very well attended.
All right. Speaking of arenas, then 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-BUBBA. And I know that you're already Johnny fact checker, but the Bears
may be moving to Indiana.
What is your take on that?
It's money, man. They want to host a Super Bowl. They're
not good. You think they're hosting the Super Bowl?
Yes. It's going to be a retractable roof. They're every team that is building a stadium now or having a massive renovation, they've got one thing in mind: hosting a Super Bowl. And what do we need to do to get one?
But the Bills won't be getting one.
No, they will not.
And that's why, because they didn't build a retractable, or is it because it's in Buffalo?
Probably Buffalo, the city infrastructure in terms of like probably the smallest. The kind of Jacksonville is like the one I was really surprised they got one. If you've ever been to Jacksonville, it doesn't seem like it could hold a Super Bowl, the city itself. So that's kind of the one-off that shocks me in terms of what hosted a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they kind of forced their hands there. I don't think they'll ever host one. Well, yeah, they probably will once they redo the stadium. But, I mean, what do you think? Like, I mean, do you think the NFL should kind of say, like, no, Chicago's got to stay in Chicago?
No.
So
the New York Jets play in New Jersey. The New York Giants play in New Jersey.
Yeah, but that's a little different.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, New York, I mean, those stadiums got torn down in what, the fucking, 80s? They're individual stadiums?
Jets and Giants never had individual. Not in our lifetime. They all played at Giants Stadium.
No, I know, but I'm saying the stadium that they originally had back when they first were created.
What, like Joe Namath days?
Yeah.
I don't even know where they played back then.
And I think
they probably played at like the Polo Grounds. They probably played Yankee Stadium. They played all over the place.
Yeah, they played. Normally, they went over and played over in the baseball stadiums.
They played anywhere, yeah.
So I mean, obviously, like the Bears played at Wrigley Field and blah blah blah. But I mean, like they've had that. Chicago is the Bears. They've been there since the 1800s. Moving it to Indiana. I mean, are they going to change the name? Is it going to be the Indiana Bears, or is it going to the Northwest?
The Gary Bears, or it's not going to Gary, but whatever the town is.
Hammond.
Well, I mean, it's politics, right?
Well, of course.
It's all politics. It's all money and politics. It's all anything is.
So, I mean, do you think there's a chance that it actually does happen, or is it just
Yeah, the article said it's a huge step towards it. But now, look how long have we been having the fight here in Tampa with the Rays, the St. Pete, the Trop, all that?
Yeah, but that's totally different, in my opinion.
Just because the Bears are an original franchise?
Well, that, and also because our politicians here in the area are, and also the voters, are so fucked on wanting to approve a stadium that, it almost, you have to jump through hoops nowadays. And the way that the Miami Marlins fucked the state of Florida on the deal that the old owner cut with the state of Florida, absolutely bamboozling Florida.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, 100% was paid for by Florida.
Really?
Yeah, the guy didn't pay anything, and then he got his stadium, tanked the complete team, and sold the team and record profits because he wanted, I think, to own the Red Sox or some shit like that. So that stadium was rushed. No one wanted the stadium, really. I mean, he did. And so the taxpayers are like, well, no, we're not going to buy another stadium.
Yeah.
We did that once before with the Marlins. So, and luckily we got DeSantis, who is like, yeah, I'll help build a stadium. Him being from here, but
just don't tax me anymore.
Yeah, it's supposedly a tourist tax, but it's still the people that are here are like, we don't want to pay for a new stadium.
No, absolutely not.
Which I understand it to a point. If it's already some taxes that are on the books and it's just going to be
reallocated,
yeah. Like if we're not going to get raised anything and they're going to take a little bit of the tourist tax, or they're going to raise your bed tax a little bit. I mean, realistically, that's fine with me, and especially if the raise are going to cover 50%.
Yeah, didn't Sternberg come to the table with $30 million?
Sternberg came with such a pathetic
That was the
number.
most embarrassing number ever. Like literally, you're talking about a $1 billion plus stadium, and he comes with 3%.
Yeah, he wanted
F off.
He knew that the state was not going to build him a stadium after multiple times trying. Even when he was trying to cookie cut the stadium, that's what I'm saying. Every single time, the problem with the Rays is every single time they've tried to build a stadium, they've always taken a shortcut going in, and they've never been full in. So you never had that like backing of the fans or the public support, because you look at that stadium and you're like, I don't want to go to fucking downtown St. Pete on the water and pay, like, what I'm saying? It's got to be more to the base of where it was going to be at. And that was also when the housing market took a complete shit in St. Pete. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm looking at, it moving out of Indiana, where they got this other, Hammond, him in Indiana, that they voted 27-0 to build the stadium. And I feel like they're going to put so much money, it's going to be hard. And I feel like the mayor of Chicago, who I heard a press conference, and it was, so he goes, my door is always open. It's always open for me to have a conversation with whoever the president, whoever was supposed to be calling him. And he goes, yeah, he called me yesterday. Didn't have a chance to speak with him. Hopefully we can. It's like, you fucking just said you're always available to talk, but he tried to talk to you yesterday before they made this announcement, and you weren't available. But you're always available.
Yeah.
And the guy's talking out of the back of his ass.
Well, what's Illinois gonna come back with? Because they're not just going to sit. They're going to try to get them to stay in Chicago.
Right. I thought that's what they were going to do in Arlington Heights.
Correct, yeah.
Which I totally understand. I mean, my family is from Arlington Heights. They went to that racetrack all the time. It's kind of it's
again, it all comes back to politics. Indiana's going to say, hey, we'll give you this deal. Illinois, which obviously has horrible taxes, they're going to have trouble keeping it, right?
Well, it's kind of like Kansas City.
Yeah.
Did you see that deal that Kansas City cut?
No, I didn't see the specifics of it.
Oh God. Well, you lived in Kansas for a year.
Yeah.
And there's Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah.
Do you know how that? I mean, are you familiar, being that you lived there for a year? Did they teach you what the fuck is the difference between? I mean, obviously there's two in two different states, but
I mean, one's on the west. Kansas is on the west side of the Mississippi River.
But
Missouri's on the east.
Is there a reason why they're both named Kansas City?
I don't know that.
But everyone that Kansas City, everything is in Missouri, Kansas City, right?
I actually don't even know if there is a Kansas City, Kansas, I believe.
Yeah,
just all the big stuff that you like. Everything's in Kansas City, Missouri. When you think of Kansas City Airport, it's in Kansas City, Missouri. When you think of the Arrowhead Stadium, Kauffman Stadium, it's Kansas City, Missouri. The NASCAR track is in Missouri.
Yeah.
The new soccer stadium, Missouri.
But now the new stadium is in Kansas.
Yeah.
And supposedly,
I could be wrong on the NASCAR and the soccer though. That could be in Kansas, but I don't think.
But supposedly the deal which I have a feeling that's what. Let's see, Kansas City, Kansas. I feel like this is what Indiana is going to give to deal to.
Type in stadium deal. Just type in stadium deal.
Well, see, this up here is not as smart as mine. All right, the Kansas City Chiefs is secured to play $3 billion.
New headquarters, training facility.
The agreement was approved with strong bipartisan, requires no funds from the current state budget or the state taxes. But they got it's almost like they're paying taxes on it, but the taxes that you're paying rent on it, right? Mm-hmm. But the rent you're paying is going for it to be fixed up. So you're paying in your taxes to improve your stadium, to have a little fund to pay your to pay for your improvements. I'm trying to really nothing goes back to it. I wish I could find.
Well, I want to see them get done, and I don't want to see them come out of existing taxes. I only want taxes cut.
So you'd like what they said is that pretty much.
I'm okay with the reallocation, but.
Greg D, $20. Thank you. Best sports show around. But
thanks, Greg.
See how that one got done, and that one's going to Kansas City, and that one would seem like it was done pretty quick. And yeah, they take it away from Arrowhead, but I just feel like going to a completely different state is where it's just going to change the dynamic. I mean, Chicago not playing, at least in the suburbs.
The Redskins will never set foot in the District of Columbia. Because that's the worst. As bad a tax as it gets. If you're in D.C., they're in Landover, Maryland, right? Where's their new stadium going to be?
I thought it was going to be over by the Potomac.
Probably is.
But I'm just. It just seems weird. It just seems weird, and it seems like
they're just trying to go where they get the best deal, where they get the most money.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if the state or the city is just going to let them go, right? Is that, pretty much, fuck it?
No, you have your leases of how long you have to play in a place, and as soon as you're trying to negotiate a better deal, or you're going to, again, if I own a team and we have an old stadium and the lease is done in 2027, well, I'm going to try to, hey, I'm not going to renew this lease if St. Pete's going to give me a better deal on a stadium and build me a new stadium.
Yeah, let me see if this explains it real quick. Of course, it's going to be music. The Chiefs knew Kansas City.
We're going to have to study it up for next week. You're not going to be able to find all the specifics
Kansas
right now.
Stadium deal is historically lopsided. While the state provides $3 billion in funding, the team keeps 100%. That's what 100% of the revenue. Even their $7 million rent goes into a fund the Kansas City Chiefs control for operations.
Yeah, all right.
So they're paying rent that goes to the operations, and then they keep 100% of the revenue, while Kansas is giving them $3 billion in funding.
Yeah,
and it's a pretty good deal for the Chiefs.
It's a very good deal.
What is your feeling on? obviously if taxes don't, but like what do you think percentage-wise that a state or city should pay for a professional arena to be built, or a stadium, obviously?
I mean, the number I've seen most commonly is if an owner brings 50% to the table, then the deal can get done.
All right.
That's an aggressive number for an owner.
Especially now that stadiums are in the billions.
Yeah.
But also their teams are worth in the billions.
Yeah. I mean, inflation. If you want to see what inflation really is, look at construction costs on stadiums. Everybody thought I was crazy when I was like, dude, inflation's like 75%. No, it's not. The government says it's 6%. And then you go see, oh, so-and-so stadium renovation went from an $80 million price tag to $134. It's like, yeah, told you. Chicken went from $3 a pound to $5.50. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much.
Everything went almost doubled.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened? Did you see what's going on with the K-State coach?
No,
it's a pretty big issue. So Jerome Tang got fired last week.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they're trying to fire him with cause.
Okay.
So I'll set the stage a little bit. His first year, he comes in, he goes 26-10, goes to the Elite Eight, loses to FAU in the Elite Eight. Great year.
Yeah.
Great year. His agent gets him a really big deal. Really big deal. Year 2, they lose Marquise Knoll and Keontae Johnson, their 2 best players. They go like 17-14 in the Big 12. They were right around 500. Just missed out. They were one of the first teams out of the tournament, right?
Yes.
The next year, his third year, last year, they were like 14-18, something like that, a little bit worse. Then this year, they fall off a cliff, and they're like 10-15, 1-11 in conference, and they fire him after a week after a rant where he basically called the players, said, you guys, a lot of you don't deserve to be here. We're having practice at 6 a.m. You got to love this place. You guys are playing. This is embarrassing.
It should be fine. It should be fine. It's his team.
Everything he said was accurate.
Yeah.
And the AD now, who I think has been a good AD, he is trying to fire him for cause. He's owed $18.7 million.
Well, that's going to really hurt your budget.
Yes, exactly. That hurts your whole athletic department budget. But there's no chance K-State wins this. Jerome Tang will get all his money. I guess their only hope is that maybe he'll settle for 14 or 15, knowing that if it goes long term, it's going to be 50% attorney fees or something.
Okay.
But the AD should have walked up to him and been like, hey, we're going to make a change. Can we defer this contract? Can we give you $5 million now? We'll pay you the other 13.7 with interest over this, because 18.7 will really hurt our athletic budget. You're going to get all your money, but Mark Stoops at Kentucky did that, exactly that. When he was at Kentucky, he was about to get the Texas A&M job, right?
Yes.
And parlayed that into a massive extension for Kentucky. Just 2 years later, they fire him, and they owe him like $30 or $35 million within 60 days of being fired. So, because he loves the university, and it was time to make a change. They needed to make a change. He agreed to alter the contract. They don't have to pay him all $35 right now. He's going to get his money, but they're not going to. That's a huge hindrance on a university. And I feel like if this AD would have said to Coach Tang, yes, we're going to give you your full buyout, but can you work with us on this, because we can't afford all of it right now.
Do you think, okay, so
it's an embarrassing look for the university. Like, they're trying to fire him over comments like that, calling out for accountability.
So that's what it is? I was going to say, because
there's a clause in his contract, which is a very gray area for public embarrassment or whatever. It's like, dude, he wasn't out there. He didn't get arrested. He seems like a good human being. He just lost games. He didn't win enough.
So when he told his players 6 a.m., yada, 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 is that it through the press? Yeah,
it was a pretty viral press conference, and like Mike Wilbon said, he needed to be fired for cause through that. But I'm like, how? Oh, this was probably a week later than he should have given that pep talk. He basically called out the team, because K-State has they have a top 20 NIL budget in basketball.
You know what?
It's a program that has talent, and they shouldn't be 2-12.
But see, here's where you catch 22 with. I'm saying some of the BS that don't agree, because I think coaches should be able to do whatever the fuck they want. realistically. I mean, to a point.
I'm saying
too, if you're playing bad, your team's losing, and they're not doing well, and you could tell the players are not playing up to their standards, and the coach at the time, a week later says something out in the media.
He said it after the Cincinnati game when they lost by 30 at home.
You're frustrated.
Fans had paper bags on their heads and all that. Everything he said was legitimately true.
But how many times have you seen where someone like a Todd Bowles, I remember when Todd Bowles
what Bowles said after that Falcons debacle was 1,000 times more.
But that's the whole thing is, guess what?
And it was worthy. It was needed.
Exactly.
I thought it was too late.
Exactly. It was too late.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that my biggest complaint has always been, and just like with Tony Dungy, you just want to see a little fire from him sometimes.
Yeah.
He looks like he has no fucking fire when things are going wrong. He just sits there and grinds his teeth and just sits there and looks angry.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously people say, he may get after it in the locker room.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know what? I can see that. But nowadays, people want to see it. So now when that coach, you never know. He could have been sitting there and giving it, and he goes, look, with these fucking players nowadays, I'm doing it in the locker room. They just probably scoff it off going, who gives a fuck what he says?
Yeah.
I'm going to go do whatever I want. Kansas State coach goes, all right, I did it in the locker room. Now let me get to the fucking press conference.
Yeah, I need to embarrass him in the press conference.
Exactly.
It's unacceptable, which is
yeah, let me show you.
I was all for it.
Yeah, let's show. And it's like people are, the different people are like, oh, I shouldn't have said it. Yet those are the people that when he's not saying anything and the team's, on a 9-game winning or 9-game losing streaks, like,
yeah,
is he going to try to motivate him? Or hey, we got to fire him now because he must have lost it. He lost the locker room. He doesn't have that fire underneath him anymore.
Well, he's got the same attorney now that Trinidad Chambliss had that got him eligible. Which good for Chambliss. I didn't think it was going to be able to happen, but glad he did. But it just looks bad for the university that, like, okay, what coach is going to want to come coach your team? That got me fired, and you're trying to fire him with cause? Yeah. It's just, it's a very gray, there's always gray area in contracts. You don't want there to be, but language is extremely important. And K-State's lawyers are going to try to argue one thing, and his lawyer, they'll probably settle somewhere in the middle, and the real winner is going to be the lawyer. But as much as I root for the university, this coach did nothing wrong. He deserves the money that you made the mistake by signing him to this contract when he wasn't proven because you were afraid someone else would scoop him up after a great first year.
Which teams do all the time.
But and as a K-State fan, I know that my buddy Colin Klein, the athletic budget, the NIL, we could use some of that $18 million. We're trying to get up to that $20 million NIL. This is not good for the university's athletic department, but this coach didn't do anything wrong, and he deserves his money. So I'm just hoping they can come to an agreement where it's deferred over X amount of years.
Now, speaking of the coaching, one aspect, did you see what the one player said about Dion being all flash?
I agree with a lot of what he says. I don't dislike Dion. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't dislike Dion, but he contradicts himself a lot. He contradicts himself a lot in different ways, and the Shedeur getting his number retired is insane. Travis Hunter, I'm fine with. He won the Heisman. Your only other number retired in the last 30 years was Rashawn Salam, who won the Heisman. But Shedeur, your quarterback, goes 4-8 and then 9-4 in 2 years. You retire the number. I don't like that. But Dion as a whole, the program doesn't look stable. It doesn't look solid.
Yeah,
it doesn't look solid at all. I think year one, we got to remember where they were. They were awful. They were awful.
1-10,
1-11.
Yeah,
and his first year, they went 4-8. I said, hey, they started out hot, but still, you got to judge it at the end of the season. The end of the season, I said he did a decent job this first year. Year two, they were good. They were legit in and out of the top 25, go 9-4. And then year three, they were not good. They went 4-8 this year, right?
Yes.
Not good, and I don't think it's looking better for next year. I don't think it is. I think in a few years, he's making $10 million a year. His agent did a great job signing him to that contract after their good second year, and I think that's going to be a massive, massive buyout in a couple years. Or they give him if he makes a bowl game this year, I'll be surprised. If they go 6-6, I'll be surprised.
Well,
I think he's a little bit in over his head now that hit. I mean, Shedeur he was a really good college quarterback. You had a legitimate NFL caliber quarterback, and you had the Heisman Trophy winner. He's got some pretty good players on his roster.
He just landed a pretty good wide receiver.
They've had some good players, but I think his game management's been questionable. He's twice in 3 years he's stripped offensive coordinators of their play calling duties, like just little things like that don't bode well for how a program is. I think he's, like I said, the way he's tried to justify some of his clock management has been, no, you're wrong. Like, you've been wrong. Just admit you were wrong. Like, I think the first game of the season against Georgia Tech, they had, they have 1 minute and 20 seconds or something and 2 timeouts and got off 3 plays.
Yeah, that
was horrible.
Yeah,
and he tries to justify it. No, just say I screwed up. Yeah, he normally does take accountability, but clock management wise, he hasn't.
I think some of it comes back to like some of the. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, nowadays, probably how much, and obviously you would know, probably obviously a little bit better, how much the individual coaches, especially with these new players coming in NIL each year, like how much do you think that's affecting team play?
It's very hard. And I think, again, we've talked about Cignetti was one of the first who literally took his JMU team and took like 15 guys over to Indiana. And now you're seeing all these coaches doing it who are getting bigger jobs. Like, how many did Penn State take from Iowa State? He took, I want to say 25 to 35 guys. And
yeah, it was over 20.
Yeah, they're and a lot of them, Penn State 100% had better talent than Iowa State. And a lot of those starters at Iowa State might not start, even though Penn State was not as good of a team last year. But they're bringing your program. They know how things operate. You're bringing it's much easier to bring your culture in modern day when there's a coaching change in the transfer portal. You can bring 10 to 12 guys, 20 guys from another school if you want. So but a lot of these teams, if there's not a coaching change, like USF, that's a very important thing. They brought in 45 transfers. You better get that culture. You better get it ironed out. You better get this thing meshing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, obviously with the Dion thing, like certain as his position coaches, like, we got the Warren Sapps and obviously big names.
Yeah.
But I mean, if
they just brought over, his first year he hired Sean Lewis from Kent State, who was a head coach at Kent State. He hired him to be the offensive coordinator. And he stripped him of his play calling duties mid-season, right?
Yeah.
The guy leaves after 1 year to be a head coach at San Diego State, and the guy's a pretty good, damn good coach. Now he's gone from Shermer. I think he stripped him of play calling duties last year. Former NFL head coach. Now he has Brennan Marion, who was a head coach at Sacramento State, did a good job. Young guy. He was a former Tulsa receiver. He's a rising star as an offensive coordinator. He's bringing in, this is a critical year for their offense. Needs to be a lot better than it was. And I hope you need to give your offensive coordinator autonomy.
Yeah, I think like something like like you said, Shermer, and I'm familiar with him. Has he really coached in college though? And if he did, it was
not really, but he wasn't. When you're coming.
But that's what I'm saying, like teaching that, I understand he's like X's and O's,
yeah.
But when you're in like a college atmosphere like that, you got to kind of have, like you said, you got to teach it discipline. And I don't think Shermer, whatever.
Shermer.
I don't think he was that guy.
The coordinators aren't really responsible for the discipline. That's the culture and the head coach.
Correct, but if you're a newer coach that's trying to implement all these different things, especially with the way players are changing nowadays, you got to have hard asses in your player or in your coaches too.
I think the big thing for offense is you need continuity and you need reps, and so you need to know how to practice. You need repetitions over and over again. The coordinator needs to have a good amount of control on the offensive practice and how many reps there are. But there needs to be alignment across the board on how this thing is going to operate.
413.
Hey, y'all talking about football?
Yes, sir.
A little bit. We're all over the board today.
Yeah, we're back and forth. You see where the topic goes. It's coaches.
I know. When I was hearing about the college basketball, I was like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about at all. But I was trying to keep up. But when you started talking about football, I got the Iggy on the Texas Longhorns. They say they're going all in for the 2026 season. They're spending so much money. They're spending more money than and you know, it's almost like if it doesn't work, if they don't get to the CFP, then it's like they're going to shut down, but they say they're not going to. But have you all heard about that story?
I have. It's them and LSU are the two biggest spenders right now. Supposedly up in the $40 million range.
Ooh.
And
yeah, I saw the number $47 million.
Wow, 47. And obviously Cam Coleman, supposedly they paid him $3 to $4 million as a receiver. They got two running backs, right? They got Raleek Brown from Arizona State and Hollywood Smothers. There's probably $1 million each for them. They put in a lot of money, and they retained a lot of really good players.
And all your head coaching staff and your GM, they're all banking.
So you're thinking
their GM just went over $1 million. They just re-signed him.
So you're looking at like $27 million from boosters alone, almost. That's a give or take. Would you say, Grant?
Well, I think
it's $47 million.
$47 million of a total budget for paying players and coaches makes sense. That would mean they're probably in the $30 million range for roster.
Okay.
Because your head coach is around like 10 to 12. Yeah. So, but they are not short on money. All these Texas teams and Sark. I mean, Quinn Ewers went to back college football playoffs, right? They were real close, and Sark's a great coach. They took a little step back at the beginning of this year and then started ascending towards the end of the year. Arch looks like he's in a real good spot. I agree with you that if Texas isn't in the Final Four, it's a disappointment.
We will see.
I got some other news that I can't even believe. Is the NFL Combine really February 23rd? Is it really like 4 days away?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what...
It's always end of February, and you might have I forget the exact. It might trickle over into March 1st, March 2nd.
Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, March 2nd is when it's supposed to end.
Okay, yeah. I mean, because the players go and you get weighed first, and then each day there's different position groups. So, yeah, that's a 6-day event.
You can watch it on NFL Network, I believe, right?
Monday to Monday, so a 7-day event.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I love the numbers.
Oh, of course. I remember when they first started showing on NFL Network. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And I got an Iggy on the NFL Network, so I got something to watch now.
I'm with you. When I'm working out in my garage, I'll be seeing 40-yard dashes.
Let's kick ass. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking my call, and God bless. Enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you next week, perhaps.
Sounds good.
Thanks for the call.
Stay feeling good, bro.
Yes, sir.
Feel better. I'll pray for you.
Thank you.
I just want to. We'll touch about the combine next week, but I just got a question. What do you think? You think the quarterback should throw in the combine?
Mendoza, no. Who's going to be the second quarterback? Simpson.
I mean, would you say in the top 5 quarterbacks shouldn't throw, or top 3?
No. You got your pro day where you can look great. I think guys that are in that, like you remember Joe Milton?
Yeah. Just
go off and show off your freaking arm, right? But it is not. You're going there throwing with guys you've never thrown with, and a lot of it's timing routes. I have no problem with those top guys. But although Mendoza could go there and not throw well and still be number 1. So he might get there and just say, screw it, I'm going to throw. I enjoy this. This is fun. I don't think anything other than a catastrophic injury would make Mendoza not go number 1, right?
Yeah.
So if he wants to, he might be the type of guy that just wants to go throw and just, hey, he's a competitor. He enjoys it. He's about the happiest guy on planet Earth. But I completely understand why you don't. It's tough to throw to guys. It's tough to throw timing routes to guys where you've never thrown to.
And speaking of what's coming up in March, too, is you got the NFL free agency, which Mike Evans, has come out, obviously. We all kind of, predicted he was going to come back.
He'll test the market. He did that last time, too.
Yeah, but
did you see that the NCAA tournament is in Tampa this year? Did you know that?
No, I did not.
First and second round games. We got Friday, Sunday.
All right.
Yeah, Friday, Sunday games in Tampa for March Madness.
I like hearing that.
Yeah.
But I was going to say with Mike Evans.
Go ahead. Yeah, Mike Evans.
Sorry. So that's coming up in March. Obviously, the big free agency, which we'll cut. We don't have to go over that. But I'm just curious because obviously Mike Evans is in the news, is making big deals.
This came from the agent, right?
Yes.
See, the agent said, he will explore options, and he'd be dumb not to. But it's also just to try to get more from the Bucs. Is it going to be? I heard T-Kraz talking about it. Like somebody offers him $20 million, that's probably the number, but it's not, because $20 million in New York or California is not $20 million, or Illinois.
Correct.
So there is economics involved in that regard. But again, we said it a few years ago. Could he go home to Houston? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
could he go play for the Cowboys? I don't know if they would do that.
I got a guy that he's kind of into that with the agents and different things like that. He's hearing that if Mike Evans gives like not a home discount, to a different team, it might be the Texans. Yeah, because it's obviously closer to home for him. And property, taxes are obviously cheaper in Texas. Yeah. It's just disappointing because I feel like
he should be a buck for life, just like Derek Brooks, just like Rondé Barber, just like Levante David, buck for life.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where those type of players just
and he's still, even after the injury last year when he came back, he still had a huge game his first game. He's still a talented guy. Now, we talked about it. He's had the soft tissue lingering injuries, which I don't know how you get over that, but he's still a difference maker on the field. He's still 6'5". He gets open. He forces the refs to make a call, right? There's not a receiver in football that is harder to officiate. Whether he's pushing off or getting calls on the other end. I mean, god dang, I would not want to be an official when Mike Evans is running a route, because he plays very physical. And he could get called for offensive interference a lot.
And that's
and it's because he's smart. He knows how to do it. He knows how to.
And I think that's one thing that is going to lack with the Bucs. I know the Bucs, we have a pretty good receiving core, but I think that's one thing that is definitely going to lack, is that we don't have the other wide receivers that would come in and fill his spot. Don't have that
home run threat, the deep threat,
but also knowing. I feel like Mike Evans kind of knows how far, he knows how to get away with shit.
Yes. He's incredibly cagey. Whatever the word is. Yes, if he like I said, he is always hand fighting, always getting little push-offs. He's making plays every game where you're like, "Oh, on replay they could have called offensive interference," but they hardly ever do. Every now and then they do.
This guy's in the know here. 323 GSA $10. Bucs ownership doesn't spend money. They kept Bowles as they extended him, and we are paying him $24 million over 3 years to the Texans. Evans goes.
Bowles 24 over 3.
Isn't that what his deal is?
I thought it was going to be more than that, but it's not. It's hard to find NFL deals. It's hard to find exactly how much they make, but I mean, the Bucs will be up there at the top of the cap. But I do agree that I think they would have fired Bowles. I agree with that caller that they would have fired Bowles if they didn't sign him before the year.
Well, yeah, they don't want to
pay that whole buyout.
The Bucs have always never wanted to.
And
have that
I got
cap.
from my sources that they only signed him to that extension because they were worried he was going to go somewhere else. Where's he going to go?
Who, Bowles?
Yes. That was what I heard, that they were worried that, hey, if we don't sign him, he'll just leave. It's like, okay.
Were they confused with the offense coordinators, not with Bowles?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, who the fuck was thinking that we need to get Bowles?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when he was under Arians?
Yes. He like, that was where you didn't want him to leave as a coordinator.
Yeah, that's way different.
But again, since he's been he had been a head coach, this was his 4th year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this was his fourth year. First 3, he won the conference. Like, that's what he's holding his hat on. I guarantee that's his agent. 3 years. We've won our conference every single year for 3 years. Nobody else has done this. You've got to extend him. You got to extend him. You got to extend him. The agent's hammering him. Hammering the Glazers, I'm sure.
Did it without Tom Brady. We did it with this guy. We did it with that guy. I can't believe. Man, they must have come up with something like, "Oh yeah, Todd Bowles could go back to the Jets." Jesus, man, that is what a bad poker play for the Bucs.
Yeah, they lost that hand. They lost that hand bad.
Yeah, falling for that one. Oh, jeez. We got MLB coming up too. I mean, I know
spring. You're about to see a lot of snowbirds coming down for spring training, right?
Yeah, I'm going Sunday to the Yankees Mets game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like do you ever go out to the spring training games?
No, I don't.
Is it just because it's kind of like, or do you? Because I figured you would like. See, what I like, I do like seeing, obviously, the everyday players, but I feel like they're always kind of just like whatever.
I'm a homebody at this point, Lummy.
Oh. Well, I mean, that makes sense. See,
yeah, I'm a homebody.
Yeah, I can't be a homebody at this point. Well, one, I got to get my kid out and experience it, and he enjoys it. I enjoy it, too, because I like kind of seeing the younger players. I like seeing those guys out there kind of, still, you could see the ones that are, possibly going to,
contribute and make it eventually,
yeah, especially then you see the guys that are in the 8th, 9th inning, kind of getting out and fighting for it and difference like that. And spring training just has that different feel.
It does. You'll see pitchers running poles in the outfield during innings and stuff. It's interesting. You're playing a game, but you're trying to get ready for regular season. You got half your guys on the roster are trying to make it or get sent to a better minor league system than they played in the year before, and the other half are getting ready because they know they're under contract making money. Yeah, it's interesting.
It's interesting. They test different things out for the regular season or like things that they might implement.
The pitch clock's been a good change.
Yeah, that whole what do you think?
It's about 25 minutes, right? That it saves a game.
Yeah, that's what they say. I mean, what do you think about calling with the replays though?
In terms of the pitching,
yeah.
I mean,
the batter can check it and all that other shit.
Man, it's going down a road I don't like.
I agree.
I'm all for I like Armando Galarraga's perfect game should have been a perfect game. They should have had that's what replay's for. Right,
bases,
and that ball hit the line like that, and they called it foul or that ball. But balls and strikes, man.
No, I agree. Balls and strikes, I feel like, are a part of the game, and I understand they're like, well, umpires are feeling it. No, what the umpires are supposed to do is that they're seeing where the guy is consistently hitting, which means he's having control. Now, it may be just an inch off the plate, but he's consistently hitting a spot.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's close enough, and it's not an inch, but you know what I mean? It's close enough that it's like it's nicking that little thing, and it may look to a camera or whatever like it's, it's in that target of ball, but he's hitting that spot every single time in that line that it's like, this is what the art of baseball is.
Yeah. I mean, in my high school coach, RIP, Coach Gibby, if it's close enough to argue, it was close enough to swing.
I mean,
that was yeah.
It's true. But I like the human element of.
I do. I like the human element of that. You can go back and watch old school Greg Maddux where he's getting 10 inches off the plate, and that's just ridiculous. But I agree.
The name.
If you're hitting your spots and you're an inch off the plate, 2 inches off the plate, 2 inches off the plate, 2 inches, you're gonna. I have no problem with an umpire being consistently
exactly.
And umpires have their reputations. Early on, that, hey, Lumix is behind the plate. He's got a big outside corner against righties. But as long as it's consistent, players don't really complain.
But pitchers and catchers and batters all have the same scouting report pretty much.
Yeah.
They know I'm saying for the umpire.
Yeah.
They know what he's going to call. And that's why my first time really seeing that and understanding it was when Kerry Wood struck out 20 against the Astros.
Incredible. That curveball was unreal.
But there was a couple people nowadays are like, oh, look, he's 2 inches off the plate. They interviewed the catcher, Sandy Martinez, who was, catching him that day. He's like, Kerry Wood was throwing all over the place in the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first inning, if you look, the Astros are swinging through it.
Yeah.
But the umpire realized at the time, boom, 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 boom. Second inning, same thing. Boom. And he's hitting that outside corner. He's hitting the outside corner. And that, I believe that umpire, like you said, he was known to call those games outside. And what does it turn out? He's hitting his spots. And people are saying, it's one of the best games that, in my opinion.
I watched every pitch of it.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was incredible. It was a Saturday day game, right?
No, it was a weekday. I think it was a Thursday or Friday.
But it was a weekday though. I mean, it was a day game because it was summer.
It was a weekday game. It was kind of rainy out. It was in May.
I think I was out of school.
It was early in the season because it was on WGN.
Yep.
But I remember, because that's why the crowds weren't that big. It was a day game. The weather kind of sucked. And the Astros had a good team.
Yeah.
And I remember I got off school, got home. My dad, because we were huge Cubs fans. And so when I got home, it was the third inning, and I think Wood had like eight strikeouts.
He had 8 through 3, yeah.
8
Struck
strikeouts.
out the side at the first 2 and then 2 in the third.
Yeah, and I remember going, and and you got Harry Carey.
Yeah.
That year he was passed, but it was that whole like.
What was the most strikeouts you ever had in a game, Lummy? Pitching.
7.
In a high school game, or what?
Yeah, in 5.
That's it?
Yeah.
Would have thought more.
No, because I mean,
how about Little League? You never had like a dominating Little League performance? They'd let you play Little League, or were you too heavy?
No, I was skinny when I was in Little League. Yeah, it was Daryl. Daryl was the hefty lefty.
I'm joking. There's no weight limit in Little League. It's not.
I know, but I'm saying I was the skinny kid. No, I had 7 and 4. But my problem was I had my control.
Really?
Yeah, I was trying to always throw like a changeup, or my curveball would get away from me. I was always going for that Kerry Wood, try to strike him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was going for that dirty pitch, and those guys weren't swinging because I wasn't consistent enough with where it was going.
Yeah.
And you got to think I was a better hitter at that time too.
Yeah.
I mean, I was.
How many? Well, you also facing better competition. I know the baseball down here is damn good.
Yeah, I mean, but
in Ohio, I was I threw as hard as anybody in our league, and I was in the mid to upper 80s. Down here, everybody has players that throw 92, 93.
Well, that's the thing is, I was 89, so
yeah,
and I was a third pitcher. I mean, like I said, I was more of a hitter, knocking my home runs, feeling good that way, going for double, not thinking that I was going to be a pitcher.
Who do the Bucks need to release? Who's a Buck that you think needs a change of scenery? I saw that article from ESPN.
Well, what's
they were saying Braswell.
No, I was thinking
second round pick going into his third year.
The running back,
Rashad.
Yeah,
I mean he's a free agent.
That's why I think
he's a good player.
I thought you meant like a player that was on the team last year that they should let walk.
Well, he's an unrestricted free agent. I'm guessing he'll get like a 2-year, $15 million deal somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's
a good player. He's a good pass protector. He's an okay runner, and he's a very good receiver. I mean, he's a pretty good player. Obviously, Bucky just has better shiftiness.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just listen. It's somewhere that he was good before Bucky, but like you said, it's a different.
Well, he was kind of a disappointment early, his first year and a half, and then started playing real well. And he was. I want to say he was a 1,400-yard player 3 years ago.
Yeah, but because wasn't he working on catching out of the backfield?
He's a great receiver out of the backfield.
Yeah,
really, really good there, and he's really good in pass protection. And he's about 210 pounds, so he's got good size. But Braswell, I thought that was a decent. How about Cade Otton? You want to keep him around? He's a free agent.
No, not really.
How much is he going to get? I want to see a difference maker at tight end. I think Cade Otton's okay.
We haven't really had a decent maker, game changer, I guess, on tight end. Obviously, since Gronkowski.
That guy was all right.
And then before that, we really didn't have anyone either.
Yeah.
O.J. Howard was a complete bust.
O.J. Howard was, yeah. The year he tore his Achilles, he was playing pretty well that year, actually. And after that, just never got back.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's something that they need to focus on in the draft.
Yeah.
Because I think tight end has definitely changed over the years. Where us as a Bucks, again, besides Gronkowski, have never really had that high performance. So they've always tried to with Winslow. Winslow had some good years with the Bucks.
Yeah,
like 700-800 yards. But again, that was before. Yeah, I would say tight ends weren't really the main focus. He was more they called him like even a wide receiver. But now these guys are like blocking tight ends and just as good at catching.
Yeah.
I think that's an area. I don't think Cade Otton. I feel like he's really underachieved. Is he like 6'8"?
6'7"?
Is he 6'5"? That's it.
The taller one's Payne Durham.
Oh, okay. Which he's usually the blocking fullback.
That's that's O'Keefe.
Oh, okay.
The guy from Washington is fast. He has some potential. Who's played a little bit. Name escapes me, but
was he the fourth stringer this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's look at tight ends in the combine. Any of these guys going to be top 3 rounds? Max Clare from Ohio State. Last year we had 2 really good tight ends.
Yeah, this is not the year.
Last year's tight ends. I could not believe Loveland went before Tyler Warren from Penn State.
Tyler Warren, yeah.
But Loveland is very, very good, and Tyler Warren is excellent. I don't see any names on this list that excite me even close to that. The one, I know Eli Stowers, who was Pavia's tight end, probably in the second round range, second or third. And then Michael Trigg, former Carrollwood Day School. I don't know how high he'll get drafted, but he's a big wide receiver, and he's definitely a field-stretching tight end.
Who's a free agent tight end that's out there?
Njoku. I actually met him this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
I was down in Miami.
Wow, what were you doing down in Miami?
My wife is what's it called, maid of honor, and for her best friend's engagement party.
Oh, nice. And he was in the wedding party?
No, we were at the beach, and he was there.
He's just hanging out in Miami, huh?
He lives there now. He played there.
Yeah, you went to the University of Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Jawan Johnson.
He's not bad. Yeah, he's good.
He's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
He's a former basketball player. Ingram's fast. None of these guys excite me.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we might want to keep Cade Otton. No, Cade Otton's gonna. That's why Cade Otton's gonna get more money because there's
a tight end market's not that great. Well, where is he in this?
Is he not on there?
How about old Felipe Franks still being on the roster? No, it's good for him, man. I respect that.
What year is he in?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Free agents.
Do you have to go to page 2?
Yeah. Click. I had it in 2025. Goddard's a free agent, right?
Yeah.
That's the best tight end available.
All right.
Higbee's still a good player. Kyle Pitts is. Could Kyle Pitts come down here?
No,
would play for the coordinator.
Well, yeah, you know what? He would look really good.
He'll look good
practice.
in any uniform.
He looked good in practice.
You want him off the bus first. You know that.
Well, and also first, he would. I guess he could teach maybe the defense how to play against a tight end. Yeah, I mean, if they're working against him every day, maybe they could actually learn how to cover tight end. No,
and Njoku's listed behind Kelsey as the next best tight end.
Yeah, Kelsey. Yeah, well, good luck with that.
But Goddard, Taysom Hill, Higbee. I like Higbee, but I think he'll stay in LA. He's a good player. He was hurt most of this year coming off ACL.
They got a good 1-2 combo.
They do. I mean, and McVay loves using those tight ends. I've always liked Foster Moreau. Put in the same division as the Bucs. I've always liked him.
That's one thing that I think we definitely need to look at.
Yeah. And I think there'll definitely be a running back drafted at some point to compete with Tucker for the number 2. I just think Bucky's a smaller guy. He's a really good player, but under 200-pound running backs, it's a lot of wear and tear. I've always liked Sean Tucker. We had 3 running backs this year that played. They need one more running back in the draft, so that's another something. But I think everybody has us drafting a pass rusher first round.
Again, for the I feel like we just keep spending time on those pass rushers. I mean, I guess we can't score them in free agency. We can't draft them correctly, so we'll just have to figure that one out. Got
to get one at some point.
Do you see A.J. Brown being traded?
Yes. I do not see him playing another game for Philly.
Do you think he's going to heat? Why? I guess I saw that he was going after for the Giants. I mean, do you think that would be a good fit for the Giants?
I mean, he likes the big markets, but you're also going to get a lot of media scrutiny in New York also.
Yeah, but also for the locker room. He's not really a locker room guy. You got some young players there.
You have
obviously got Harbaugh.
Got Harbaugh, who you never heard bad shit happen in Baltimore. It seems like he had good control in that team, but eventually him and Lamar, I think, obviously had some sort of a falling out. But Harbaugh's, we know he's a damn good coach.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to keep this guy in control. I mean, we thought we could handle Antonio Brown.
Good night. I mean, that's a different animal.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, we talked about it during the regular season that A.J. Brown, when he started bitching, and then the Eagles literally just sat there and concentrated on getting him the ball. He was happy, and the team lost.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, he's going up to New York where you got these young guys, and if he's not the focal point, and he's sitting there bitching, and then all of a sudden they just start trying to change.
Because neighbors will be back.
Yeah, and I mean, Robinson was he was a good wide receiver.
Robinson.
Isn't it Robinson?
Wandale Robinson, yeah. Yeah, and then Slayton's a good number 3.
I mean, you already got Mr. Personality Jameis in the locker room.
Well, he's a free agent, right?
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought I was wrong on that. I thought they had him signed for one more year.
I don't think it's guaranteed.
Oh, because he makes it well, of course he does. He was making it sound during Super Bowl that, when he's going media role that he's
Type
back.
in contract. Jameis Winston contract. There you go. On the right. Click it.
Where are we looking?
Over on the right. Deep dive. Contract.
2 year, $8 million with the Giants.
2 year, 16.
Oh yeah. So you got it right here. 2 year, 8.
Oh, okay. Well, it can be 16 with
the incentives.
Okay. But he's
not a free agent until 2027.
And he's got $1 million guaranteed.
So yeah, there you go. I mean,
but he could be I keep him on there, but
yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. But you got your little locker room guy.
So is Antonio Brown? When's he getting in the Hall of Fame?
Sorry, Antonio
Brown, Hall of Famer or no?
Should be.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going. He's not going to have that. I don't listen. My feelings. I was talking with our guy Seth here today. Nowadays, I think the Hall of Fame is just a fucking joke.
It's changed, huh?
The way that the voting, the way that and it's not even just because of the Tom Brady shit. I mean, from the baseball to the NFL, I see it in the politics and letting these sports writers.
T.O.'s not in, right? Terrell Owens is not a Hall of Famer yet.
Still?
Oh, yeah, he was. 2018, sorry. But it took him, that guy had 16,000 receiving yards, and it took him 8 years to get in. Just because the media didn't like him.
That's what I'm saying.
Antonio Brown, you had
the media does not like
12,000 yards in 12 years, including,
stats alone.
He had one, two. He had a 6-year stretch that's Jerry Rice level.
Exactly. I feel like if you're
Jerry Rice, but again, we talked about it. People don't even realize. I say he had a 6-year stretch that was Jerry Rice level. Jerry Rice had 3 of those 6-year stretches.
Yes, and obviously that's why Jerry Rice is the best wide receiver there has ever been. But you look at what they have always said, and I know the game changes, but the threshold for the different positions have been.
Obviously, it's more of an offensive game now, so stats do increase. But man, he was
usually it was 10,000 over, right?
10,000 receiving yards.
Yeah.
That basically guaranteed you. He got first team All Pro 4 straight years with second team the year before. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. And now you're looking at it to 12,000 and he had his up and downs, he got injured, blah blah blah. But you would look at it, anybody else, Antonio Brown, and see the stats and be like, yeah, he should get in the Hall of Fame maybe on second. He should be a second, third year, maybe fourth year vote in. Now it's like, I don't see him ever getting in. Because the way the politics work with the voting, they're not going to vote Antonio Brown. They're like, this guy's a fucking cancer. We're not going to vote this cancer in.
It would be a hell of a commencement speech.
Exactly. They don't want that. They don't want that shit nowadays. Like, let me ask something. So usually it was, hold on. It was, what, 100 sacks? You get
100 sacks getting you in, no matter what.
But not anymore.
Who has 100
Simeon
sacks?
Rice.
He's over 100?
Yeah. He's got like 122. But he was a piece of shit to the media when he was playing here locally. And Ira Kaufman.
I actually like Simeon quite a bit.
He's realized it now. He turned how he was. Everyone said, "Oh, I remember when he came." He's like, "Oh, he only goes after passes. He only wants to play on passing plays. He doesn't want to play the run." But yeah, no, he's got. I think it's 122 and a half. 122 even.
That's crazy that he's not in.
He doesn't even he doesn't even sniff it. When you mention Simeon Rice to people, they're like, no. And you're like, he has 122 sacks. Like Ira Kaufman does not like him. He doesn't fight for him. And that's what I'm saying. That's what's BS. Is you have to have some guy that you're sucking his dick, sitting there praising you. You got to make this big media thing to say, this is why my guy from my area has to get in. So you have to have a guy that loves you and wants you in there. And if your guy's not, he's not going to perform for it.
That's wild.
I mean, think about it. It's like, that's the only way you're getting in. It's all these other media guys, especially with the Tampa Bay market and how they just take a complete shit on it. You're looking at it going, yeah, there's a guy. It's 100 sacks. You should be in.
That's wild. I mean, I guess he only made 4 Pro Bowls.
Okay, well,
he only made 3. That's surprising.
But now the Pro Bowl doesn't mean dick.
It doesn't anymore. But he had 12 and a half sacks as a rookie.
He was AP Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Then he had 3, either first or second team All Pro, 3 years out of a 5-year stretch. And he had a 12-year season and a 14-year season, 14 sack season here in Tampa. We did not make the Pro Bowl, and 11. Man.
It's all about voting again.
Again, it's vote. Yeah. Normally 10 sacks gets you in the Pro Bowl, 10 or 11.
You think? That's why I see just like in baseball, like Don Mattingly not getting. And I'm not a Yankees fan. I didn't follow him growing up. You didn't follow the Yankees. I just look at his stats and I go, that guy's a Hall of Famer. That guy played on some bad teams, some bad Yankee teams. But if you look at his body of work, just like Fred McGriff, now Fred McGriff's in, but like they should be in. But it's like, no, he's not in. He just keeps getting sipped over for these other guys. And
Simeon Rice is 32nd all time in career sacks. Behind. So active players, he's behind. Myles Garrett will be a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Cameron Jordan, 132. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Who?
Cam Jordan. Played for 15 years.
I mean, realistically, look at me. I don't like Cam Jordan just because he played for the Saints, right? It doesn't matter. It's all about the stats. That's what the Hall of Fame should be about.
8 Pro Bowls. How many double-digit sack seasons? 7 out of 15. I mean, he's got 132 sacks in 15 years.
He should be in. He should be in.
Should be in, I guess.
No matter what I hear and I'm like, you hear, but realistically.
And then Von Miller has 138. That's another active guy.
He should be in too.
Von Miller's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I mean, Von Miller was a game wrecker for a long time. And he did most of his damage his first 8 out of his first 9 years. Von Miller was exceptional. And the 1 year that he wasn't, he tore his ACL.
I mean, look, if you just look at the body of work that Simeon Rice put in from 98, he didn't start 11. He started 11 games. He got 7.5 sacks, but it was like 10, 16.5, 11, 15.5, 15, 12, 14.
They didn't even do pressures back then, but imagine how many pressures those guys had.
Yeah. And then
all right, Lummy, somebody asks you, who's the best football player of all time?
I guess you could say it depends on the.
Well, let's make the argument for somebody.
Well, see, there you go. Okay, then what was it like? Offense or defense?
Who's best football player of all time?
I mean, realistically,
Tom Brady's the easiest answer.
Yeah, it's easy.
He's a quarterback who's won 7 Super Bowls.
But you have to look at,
Is that who you would say?
No.
Who would you say?
I mean, you're now it's beaten into you that he's the greatest of all time.
I mean, I would put the people that I'm choosing from would probably be, but I mean, he is still up there, but I would say Jerry Rice, which if you watch the show, I love Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders,
Yeah.
Walter Payton, and Jim Brown. That's who I would put up there.
So I was thinking, in my head, I'm thinking game changers.
And Lawrence Taylor.
I was thinking
Lawrence
people.
Taylor.
So I was even looking at like when I was thinking even running backs, like a Jim Brown. I
But
know,
Jim Brown it's tough for us because we've only seen highlights. We've never watched him play a game.
correct, but that's why. And then watching Barry Sanders, how he was on some really bad Lions teams.
Barry Sanders was
above it all.
It was the best thing I've ever seen. Being able to watch Barry Sanders was unbelievable.
But see, so I'll just say how my thinking was in my head while you're asking me that question, and I'm saying offense defense, and you tell me, and I'm going through my head, and what's popping in my head is, you got players like Eric Dickerson. You got these guys that are just bullnose, hitting it down. You give them the ball, they could change a game too without, getting tackled. Then you're thinking of a Dan Marino who could just, he had so much talent in his arm, and then you don't have the Super Bowls. But it was at his fault. But then you got Barry Sanders that literally could have 7 guys lined up in the box. The Lions were all sitting there.
They missed 2. They don't block, but 3 of them, and he makes the rest miss.
Exactly. It's like, okay, now you're looking at that. It's like it's so much goes into the all-time greatest. Because it's like the all-time
Jim Brown may have been the most dominant when you really look at it. I'm looking at his stats right now.
Yeah, because
he made a Pro Bowl all 9 years. His 2 worst years were 996 and 942 rushing. The bold numbers are. He led the league in rushing 8 out of 9 years.
I hope that he played the Bucs, man.
He had the most carries in the NFL, 6 out of 9. The most touchdowns, 5 out of 9. And he was first team All-Pro all but 1 year.
The guy was absolutely
3 MVPs as a running back. He was the most dominant player.
He retired too early. But see, like what you just said, I even said, you named me multiple guys.
Mm-hmm.
And every guy you named, that's what, when I'm sitting there thinking, are popping in my head going, I got to create almost the perfect guy out of all these. Because obviously we never saw Jim Brown, and it was a different year and the different players and different schemes where, you got a Barry Sanders who technically is at least, with it's nowadays the NFL. He's finesse, still had some really good leg power, obviously things like that. You're looking at it, and then you're looking at different quarterbacks. So you're looking at trying to put it all together and mold one quarterback, and you go, I guess, are you saying if you're starting an NFL franchise, what player do you want to go with? Who do you want to? I guess that's where
What player in their prime?
Yeah, what's your? I guess
quarterback's the most important position, so I am going Brady. He's proven that he's the greatest winner in NFL history, and that's the most important stat in football.
So, okay. So it doesn't really matter the talent around him. Tom Brady can win.
I think.
And I'm saying NFL caliber. I'm not saying bring out the fucking band squad. From
what was
USC.
The Bucs record the year before he got here?
Okay, yeah, it's true. Yeah, Jameis.
They did get Gronk, but we knew they were a talented team. We knew they had a good receiving core. What was the Patriots record the years he wasn't there?
No, yeah. Listen, you make a good point. Obviously you do. That's why
there's no doubt that quarterback is the most important position on the field, and nobody disputes that. So that's why I think the greatest of all time, greatest football player, you got to start at the quarterback position because that's the most important position. It's like an NBA. There's different eras. Like we've had the big man era where Kareem and Wilt and all that, but then there was a guard era. Baseball, you could argue based on the WAR metrics, like didn't Justin Verlander win an MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah. Baseball, you can play 1 out of 5 days, and who was it?
Which obviously,
I'm okay with a pitcher winning MVP because it really is. You're the most valuable. If your team goes 90-72 and you go 25-5, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right there, you're not even a playoff team without me.
Exactly. Yeah, you're under 500.
You're not even a 500 team on the days I didn't start.
So I mean, obviously you're looking at. Obviously you're looking at it. No matter what it is, it's always got to be the quarterback. I mean, because you could
football
look at
is the one.
You could look at defense though too.
Well,
Technically,
I think football is the ultimate team game because I can look at Nolan Ryan and say he's the greatest pitcher of all time potentially, even though his record's not the greatest.
No,
you know what I mean. He had so many like. What can you say about a pitcher that goes 14 and 13 with a 2.21 ERA? Right? Like, where the hell's your run support?
Well, yeah, I mean,
who did that? Who's the young phenom?
Paul Skeens.
Paul Skeens. He's the best pitcher in baseball right now. He won the Cy Young and had a losing record, right?
Yeah, but if you look at Nolan Ryan, I mean, yeah, how many complete games did he have that year?
Oh my God, didn't he have 20 in a year?
He had so many complete game losses.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's absurd, and you just know that's even though he's pitching once out of 5 days and he might lose, he's the best. He's the best baseball player on the field. He's the most important baseball player on the field.
Yeah, listen, with a pitcher, Nolan Ryan, in my opinion, would be the guy that I would start with because that guy wants to win, and you know that realistically he's going to give you 9 innings, and he's going to give you the hardest 9 innings every time.
And he's going to get Advil afterwards.
Exactly.
Remember those Advil commercials?
I do, yes.
They were great.
You know what? I was a believer in Advil. I'm like, if that guy can go out and throw 9 innings as much as he does and pitch as many times as I'm never going to tear my arm. Mm-hmm. Because
he didn't tear his arm either.
He never got hurt.
Oh, I told Lummy beforehand. I'm like 220 pages into the Bear Bryant book. It's very humbling and makes you appreciate what we have now when you read about how hard life was back then. But Bear Bryant, he loved his whiskey, he loved air conditioning, and if you played for him and you stuck it out and you made it through, he loved you. But he tried to get as many players to quit as he could when he first got to schools.
Well, I think that's if you went to the Junction
Boys, which is a complete. I don't know if it was 105 or 115, but he came back with 27. Yeah, so it was either 78 or 88 guys quit. He said he never would have left Kentucky. That was his biggest regret because he just never thought him and Adolph Rupp, football could never be number one. And he just said he was kind of immature at the time. Joe Namath was the greatest athlete he ever saw. And Joe Namath's knee injury in college kind of hindered it. Even though he's a Hall of Famer in the pros, Joe Namath was a great athlete, but
because if you look at it right there, Hall of Famer Joe. I mean, if you look at Joe Namath's numbers, he didn't really have the greatest numbers.
Were Troy Aikman. Look at Troy Aikman's touchdown interception. Look at Troy Aikman. It was a no doubt Hall of Famer. And look at his quarterback rating. It's less than Daniel Jones. 165 touchdowns, 141 interceptions, and quarterback rating of 81.6.
Yeah, Troy Aikman.
It's a different era.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, Terry Bradshaw didn't have the greatest stats. He won a ton of
Correct.
Super Bowls.
It's different. He won 4, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I love going down the rabbit hole of Football Reference. You'll see football teams, especially in college, that go 8-3 or 9-2-1, and you look at their quarterback stats, it'll be 3 touchdowns, 12 picks. It was a different era. It was unbelievable. That was an incredible, incredible era. It's just the way things have gone. Nowadays, it's almost like you expect a guy might get benched if he's only 2-1 in college.
Yeah, easy. I mean, nowadays in college, if you're not, if you throw an if you have double-digit interceptions, you're fucking.
You better have 30 touchdowns.
Exactly. You're looking for a new school, probably. Someone's coming right behind you. No, yeah, it was definitely a different era. I watched the Junction Boys, obviously, when I was younger.
Yeah, with Tom Berenger.
Yeah.
Maybe the second greatest movie Berenger ever did behind. What do you think the best is?
Tom Berenger?
Yeah.
I like him in Major League.
Oh, okay, so third greatest. Junction Boys number 3, Major League number 2, Sniper number 1.
Yeah, Sniper was good.
Sniper.
You didn't like him in The Substitute?
Substitute was good. That was going to be my number 4.
Yeah, see, look at that.
Yeah.
Substitute
was good with a nice little Mark Anthony.
Yeah, that's true. He was the young little drug dealer.
Yep.
Look at us, Tom.
Was that
Berenger
that was filmed at Christopher Columbus High School, I think, in Miami.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. That was a good movie. Tom Berenger was a good actor.
Phenomenal.
Major League was a good
Platoon was pretty good.
Oh, that's right. That's another one. I mean, look, that's his top 5.
That is his top 5.
He was a wacko, which actually his Platoon made it perfect for The Substitute.
Yeah.
Because you kind of believe that actually it was almost like the substitute guy was the guy that was in Platoon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
We had a variety of topics today, huh?
We fucking just covered everything. I mean, Tom Berenger to close the show.
Yep.
Grant, thank you.
Good to see you. Well,
listen, by the way, you talk about the rabbit hole of the Hall of Fame shit and best players and all that kind of stuff. I'll get down the rabbit hole of just complete bullshit, or just breaking that shit down.
Yeah, it's fun, man. This is the off season for football. Football is what I want to talk about, but college basketball, there's only so much till tournament time, and yeah, we could talk about Tom Berenger and Gary, Indiana, potentially. It's not Gary, but it's
Gary, Indiana, getting the Bears, man. Michael Jackson's hometown.
Yeah,
they're gonna put
the stadium up with the steel.
Yeah, right, and also right next to Michael Jackson's family stadium.
Statue, yeah.
So, well, thank you, Grant, and thank you, everyone. We'll be back next Tuesday, right?
Till next time, yes, sir.
All right, next time, 1 o'clock. Thank you, everyone. See ya.